to make a bowl. I have a 2-pound ball of clay here, and I'm just gonna smooth the clay on with my finger, creating that little groove, and add some water. Now, we're gonna bring the clay up. And what I'm gonna introduce to you now is another way of coning down. So before we were coning down with our fist and our left hand, and you can stick with that, but let me introduce something different. Take your right palm and put it on top, and then with your left hand press. Now as the clay spreads, it's being guided by these fingers out here. Now gently release when it starts shaking. What I like about this coning up and coning down is it's almost one continuous seamless transition. Like you just go up and then you can go down. Okay, so this is an option if you did not like the other way. You can try both. Sometimes it's nice to have both methods, and you can use it on both methods on one piece. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our hole. Left thumb in the middle, press down, pick up. Now we're going to open up with our left thumb on the outside, fingers on the inside, press down as we pull open. Now, because we're making a bowl, gently raise up at the end. So when you do your compression now, start a little bit at the wall and go down and keep that nice curve where the wall meets the bottom. Okay. Now we do have our donut, it wants to split. So let's push this together. So I'm squeezing and pressing down, because we don't want to start with a split rim. Okay, so we're gonna do, our first pull is going to be a cylinder. You're never going to get away from the cylinder, okay? Compress the top and make it nice and neat. Okay. Now I'm gonna press, that clay popped up. And when I pressed and it popped up, it's like right where my thumb is. So let's go ahead and get our thumb on top of that clay and come up, and now I'm just gonna gently flare a little bit at the top, nothing major. Now I'm gonna come and press, it popped that clay up. Now I'm gonna get on top of that clay with my thumb and my finger and pull the clay up, and now I'm gonna start leaning out at the top, creating almost like a nice flared concave rim. It looks almost like a flower pot. Now, let's go ahead and now do a shaping pull. So I'm gonna come up, and then when I'm on the same level, I'm going to glide out and up, okay? Don't just go outward, you're gonna go out and up. Press, come up. Now I'm gonna start going out into a bowl shape. Hold and release. When you make a bowl shape, you have to remember that it's getting wider, so your rotation, you have to hold it longer. It's just a split second longer, but just don't skip rows. Now, we're gonna go ahead and rib the outside. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, but I have clay right here, I can pull. No, you don't, because that clay has to support the curve. If you go to take that clay and do a pull, you will end up collapsing your bowl. Another thing about that is you want to leave that clay there. It's going to be trimmed later, okay? So you might not have a foot that wide once you trim. Okay. So now, what we have to do is rib the inside of our bowl. I added a little bit of water because my finger is going to be on the outside and my rib is going to be on the inside. And if this is dry out here, my finger is going to stick and knock it out of center. So rest your hand, your rib right on the rim and go down, press, and go into the middle. So when I'm pressing, I'm creating that profile, and that is supporting, or I'm sorry, that is pressing the clay, which is being supported by this foot. Okay. So right here, I'm pressing, and it's creating a nice rounded inside. So I'm gonna, one more time, start at the rim and go down. My fingers right on the outside, across from what's happening on the inside. So I'm just smoothing. So I have counter pressure. Now let's say that you want your bowl to have a rim that is concave or almost lays flat. What you have to do is take your rib and lay this down as you move inward. Readjust. The inside of the bowl is the most important thing. You can trim everything on the outside to match. So all that extra clay that we left behind, see how it's supporting all the curve that we created on the inside. Now with a bowl, we want to make sure that we spin it when we cut it so it doesn't oval.